oversold.
Alright, so we got another tradeometer. I just want to go back. Like I said, I want to follow up with that last video. This was our last buy signal. We didn't have any confirming underlying indicators, HPS indicators that we like to combine with this. But you can see we had the initial banks actually held off of those lows and got another spike back up. It wasn't a bad move overall. Now we kind of pushed up and then kind of bounced back down here. We started to we just triggered that oversold level again, so we ended up being in the same position we were back here, but down a little bit lower. And again, still no real underlying indicators here, so I would not take this as a tradable setup here. But we will, again, in the process of measuring out levels and tweaking this thing. The setup here, down here, the double bottom should be tested. And let's see how close we get down to that. We are getting close to it fast. And you can feel the market here getting a little weaker. But we do have that we do have that time, the alert here. So marking it down. Again, this is the alerts we've gotten. We probably had one back here. Wasn't really doing some other things at that time at 11 o'clock. I'm sure we had one here. I have to go back, but these are the ones we're really focused on. Each one of these was really I put them in green because this one has an FT71 profile line bounce. This was a 950 reversal bounce, and this was an underlying trend line which came right, kind of flushed through it a little, but right around that level is when we activated the we got an alert on that. So these were really underlying indicators lined up. This one was not. I wanted to show you that one. I haven't tracked it from here, so I didn't see at what point where we were getting a bounce. I'm sure there was another one in here. But then we got a good overbought level here, and this was an HPS zone because it was the underlying trend line retracement plus the 200 period moving average. So this one marked in red is really a good sell signal. And you can actually see from that level on, we didn't do much. We got an initial reaction off, came back, tested that trend line, and then pulled back. So this was really a good sell signal. Sometimes I like to extend it out there like that just to make sure you're going to have that level play out. Sometimes you bounce off of it, you get an initial bounce, you move back up, you chop around before finally moving down. So let's see, again, again, we have that recent low back here, today's low, right down off of the 1855. Support 2 pivot right underneath us also. So these two things are acting like a tractor beam, and would expect to see that support 2 pivot area being tagged. So I'm just trying to let this play out a little. We'll pause it here just so we could keep this video short and sweet. Alright, we're starting, again, just wanted to pause it, let us go through a couple of the minutes here before we start to see a direction here. And again, not a bad little upside here. We came out of their overbought levels, but this was the level we're paying attention to. That 20-50 period moving average still grinding underneath it, the 200 underneath it, just off the support pivot area underneath us. Support 2 pivot. Markets are down. Dow's down 142, Nasdaq's down 69, and the S&P's down 15. And this is not looking that bad. I'm just going to take a fast look. There's the take a fast look at
Brett, the lies are oversold.
Just to show you, on yesterday's market radar video, we talked about a down day, which would fall right into this perfect flag. We talked about the failure before we get to the highs. We started getting overbought on the daily, and we have this 1, 2, 3 pattern. We have a pivot area here, pivot area here. So we pushed up here to that 1, 2, 3 pivot area, right up against this. This calls for a recognizable channel, and it would look you know, again, when we're seeing this cross back over here, this sets us up for a larger channel that overall is bullish, but this should bring us, you know, back down, probably, you know, back under this trend line, and people might get scared of that, but you'll actually see that if we end up getting back down here and hitting somewhere down here 1800, even though we're underneath the trend line, we'll be on this, you know, real nice flag, and that's way down the road. We have not even addressed that. We haven't seen the real crossover here, but this was the, you know, the idea going into today. It was just about this 1 2 3 pattern, 1 2 3 pivots. You trade 4, you trade 5. You kind of have an X marks the spot. We're not going to see that. This is on the daily, and this is just a quick little look at this. Again, you can see that actually moving back up here a little. And yeah, this is just following this. This is a Tradeometer setup. And let's take a look at the SSO. And you can see, if you know, one way of trading, of course, the futures, which came down to about 56.5, now 58.25. So nice bounce off of this, and it's looking pretty good. It's a nice little bounce here. There's your SSO bounce. So when those people are saying, well, I don't want to trade the futures, I want to trade stocks, can I use this for stocks? Yeah, you can use it for any of the ETF trackers. Alright, a little bit further push here, and again, you could also look at Google. You know, Google a stock, if you want to trade options on that, you could get close to in the money options on this. Expiring today, you could actually scalp these pretty fast and furious. And again, I would line up the Tradeometer to give you that signal here, and you can see that might be even a better.
High tick alert.
Now we got a high tick alert, and again, each one of these signals here playing out. You know, need RPM to concentrate on more on this on the radio, because I've been tracking each one of these today.
Extreme high tick alert.
I want to send this out and get back to it.